What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout, and as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, the original hot boy himself, Mr. YNT Turk. What up?
Yeah. What it do? What it is, man? I'm coolin'.
Hey, man, feeling good, feeling great in this thing, Turk. I got a down south legend off in this thing, one of my favorite rappers of all time in the building, Big Krit. What's good with it, boss?
What's happening?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, Krit.
Yes,
now, first of all, December 5th is about to go down again,
yeah, man.
Sir.
Dedicated to Cadalee Bairritz is the name of the project.
Yeah.
Her full name is Cadalee Eleanor Bairritz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, I took it back to my roots when it comes to the mixtape aspect. Real gritty vibes, man, and supercar culture. Okay. It's the kind of project you put in and it'll get you from point A to point B, bro.
Okay, then.
It's knocking.
What made you name the album after the car?
I mean, because I feel like it was the inspiration for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent so much time working with Spokes and Vogues on getting it together. And then just how it turned out. It's out of Big Leap. And then how it turned out. And then I remember that Karlous Miller had tweeted at one point. He's like, bro, what's up with the car music? What's up? Like, and it ain't a Krit project if it ain't got a my sub on it.
Come on,
he said
man.
all this. And so at the time, I was working on another project. I was like, man, you know what? Hold on. Let me do something for the whips. Because it had been a while that I even created anything in that narrative. Yeah. And yeah, man, it just made so much sense.
I mean, me and my old school, are you bringing it like that on this?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm here for that. You're going to be able to slab out of this.
I'm here for that.
And it's hosted by Karlous Miller, too.
Okay, now wait a minute. Hold on. How the hell did you and Low hook up on the album?
Because Mississippi. Come on, Mississippi.
Forgive me. I should have known.
And at the same time, he kind of put the battery in my back to even kind of do the project. Because he kept saying, like, Krit, we need something to ride to. What you doing? What you doing? And so from that point, man, putting the project together, and I was able to create a radio station concept around it. It's called Catalie Radio, and he's a DJ, the first DJ of many that I'm gonna have on the project. Man, but it's volume 1.
Okay then.
So who are some of the other features that you work with? Because you usually working with some of the best. Yeah. Who you got on the album?
I mean, on a production level, I started there. I was able to work with Big Boy. It was also also named Joey Bates. Who produced I Gotta Do This. I Gotta Do It along with Laco.
Okay then.
And then he also produced a record called Old News with Laco that's on it. And they from Meridian, Mississippi, actually. Okay then. I got a record from Twisted Genius. He from Meridian, Mississippi, too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I kept it in that pocket from that narrative. And then I went and I was able to get like a bucket list record, man, as far as all the Texas OGs that I love. Yeah. And I got a record called Celebrate the Line. It's got Zero, Lil Kiki, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Killer Calion, Propane, and me. Yeah.
My God. Yeah. That's crazy.
And so, man. And so that's really all the features on one song. And then shout out to AP who did this crazy like vocalizer thing on one of the songs called High Def.
I mean, get it up.
Hey, being from Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? Like, to the people that don't know, because I shout out to my dog Dirt out of Mississippi, King Dirt, man. You know what I'm saying? Being from Mississippi, like how hard is it for an artist to come up out of Mississippi?
I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult, man. I mean, you think about even the idea of when you make your music, and then you like, all right, well, where I want to take this? Like, who am I going to promote this to? Closest place to go is to Birmingham from that point, right? Yeah. You go to Birmingham, and then from Birmingham, you like, all right, do that circuit, then you go to Atlanta. But by that time, most people can just drop music where they from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to build all these connections. I found myself going to Birmingham, then to Atlanta, and then I'm in New York. And I'm in New York having to reprove myself all over again when I already had movement in the South. Yeah. But it's difficult. I mean, I call it geography lottery. We ain't in control of where we born at. But it is beneficial where if you can make your music at your crib and then walk it down the street to the biggest radio station because you're in a major populated city and a vacation destination, that makes a difference when it comes to radio waves. Yeah. You know, it took me 10 years of just trying to get on the radio in my city to realize that it wasn't being processed for it wasn't Clear Channel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we on the radio, but this ain't registering. Yeah. So it ain't no ASCAP, it ain't no BMI, it ain't nobody gonna come looking for you because you running the spins up. It just look good. You don't see it. Yeah. But everybody else like, no, we ain't heard that song. I was like, man, I'm on the radio. Okay.
Exactly.
See, you just say something about the radio a lot of artists these days don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm an OG in the game, and I'm just finding out because of artists. I mean, because of DJ Rowe out of Q93. Man, you better have that stuff spinning. And you just said it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have that stuff registered like Sound Exchange and all these things. Yeah. Like, how important is it to know that business side of it? You know what I'm saying? Versus just looking good.
Man, it's super important. I'm blessed that I was paying attention in the room with people having business conversations. I want to ask questions. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I also was a producer that made me more intuitive, or the fact that I produce sometimes made people let their guard down. Yeah. You know, even in the event of getting on songs with people, if they know that I can produce, I can write the hook, then maybe they're not so competitive when it comes to writing verses. Yeah. You know, so when you're in the room and you're talking to A&Rs and management, I'm just a producer, and they just talking about their artists or they talking about radio, and I'm just soaking up game and how it works.
Exactly. You know? I mean, being that artist that came out of Mississippi, being able to actually make it to Def Jam. Okay.
Yeah, and that felt good.
Talk to me about that whole process, man.
It was an exciting experience. The only problem is 2 weeks after I signed, they fired 46 people. Ooh. And the president left. The person that signed me, you know what I'm saying? So now you fighting against a new regime of people, and you again trying to prove yourself to a new office. And so that kind of is what changed the trajectory of how I was working with Def Jam. Yeah. But I always went into it with the mind frame of independent. When it came to meeting DJs and radio reps, I was always one of the people like, no, I want to go to the radio station before the show. And that's coming from the old school perspective of, I go to the mall. I want people to see me. I want to be amongst the people. And I think that served me well in my career, because even when I turned around and left Def Jam, a lot of people didn't know I was signing them. Ooh. There was a lot of tweets like, Krit was on Def Jam? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was like, but it's more tied to the Sunday.
Exactly.
You feel me? And so it served me right to just push forward with the independent mind frame, even in the beginning. And I ain't even tripping on them no more. It's just that's the label, that's the business.
Exactly. You know? I mean, but what I will also say is right now we're in a time where independence is definitely winning. I mean, the labels aren't able to provide what they used to be able to provide because the urban, departments are shrinking, as we all know, around in this thing. So you got to already be able to go out there and do what you need to do independently to get them streams up, get them fans up, pack out them shows, and move that product. Yeah. What was that like for you back then, though? Because it wasn't as normalized as it is now.
To be honest with you, the blog era was an amazing time, man. Yeah. I think back then, because you got to understand something, like, on certain domains, it'd only be 4 songs up a week. Yeah. Like Hip Hop DX was only dropping 4 songs a week, and that was the 4 songs on, and it wasn't so much traffic when it comes to dropping music. Like, even trying to get a video done and get it put up was, kind of a tough task. Every freestyle you do, every performance you do is being documented in a way where it was like, oh, we've never seen it like this. Yeah. And I think they didn't make rapping seemed like this thing that everybody should do. Yeah. It was still like an art form narrative to it. It was an artistic narrative. And then slowly but surely it started to become, you can rap on your phone if you want to. Yeah. You can mix your beat down. And it just kept diminishing the art form to just make it so easily accessible to where it became more of this thing like everybody can do that. Yeah. But we know the truth. Like, I know how similes work, syllables, cadences, how to carry them, and so I think at one point in the blog era, it was just so organic. South by Southwest was not label driven. Yeah. It was just us doing 10 shows a day if we could on a rooftop or nice kicks. Yeah. And then something happened where they saw that organic undergroundness, and then out of nowhere it started to become about ads. Ads, promotion, major. And again, when they got that, they pushed us out the way.
My God.
Working on that Addicted, you know what I'm saying? Like with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
That was all Rico Love.
Shout out Rico.
Shout out to Rico Love, man. I literally did the record. We flew down there, man. Shout out to Rico Love and Danger, because I was working with them at the time. Do the record, and Rico's like, I got an idea for this. And I was like, all right, do what you do. I don't know what you. And so, sure enough, I guess he was working and writing with Sweetie as well. Yeah. And then he had to connect with Wayne. He was like, man, I'm gonna play this for Wayne and see if he want to jump on it. Yeah. Like, that was literally all the OG putting that together. Yeah. And then he just presented to me like, bro, I got it all, man. This look.
What did you think when Wayne hopped on the thing?
I was, bro, come on. Come on, bro. I couldn't do nothing but just put, like, bro. Bro, I mean, but to me, that's a difference between a producer and someone that, you know, says like, oh, but he really helped put that together to make that record what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this AI right now, man? And what do you think that's going to take the game, Krit?
I think I likened it to when artists used to be on 8-track or ADATs back in the day, and you only had so many times you could say something, but you got to get it right. You got to know your verse. Versus when Pro Tools hit. Now you got all the tracks in the world, and so you got more time to create. And I'm pretty sure the people are like, no, I had to learn this verse. I had to sing this perfectly in order to create this music. And I didn't have the opportunity to do all the takes over and over again. Probably like, you're not mastering your song. We at that point now where AI is this thing that I feel like I'm going to get the opportunity to battle against, where it's like, it ain't soul. Yeah, you can make it sound like that from different inflections of other artists, because that's pretty much what you're teaching it.
Exactly.
But it's not a human being. And the interesting thing is, I'm curious of how it's supposed to sweat on stage.
Exactly.
Like how it's supposed to kneel down and dap somebody up after the show. Like, that's gonna be real. How's it gonna jump out into the crowd? That's gonna be interesting.
And you just gave a lot of game, and I don't know if people really like picked it up. So how important is that engagement with the friends always never shaded? That's what I call fans. You know what I'm saying?
They just
like,
supporters.
So how important is that for you to have that relationship?
I mean, to me, it's everything. I wouldn't be in this position if people didn't support my music. If no one ever wanted to hear what I had to say, I would not be here. So it's all a derivative of me creating something that people wanted to listen to and can relate to. But I'm not too like fearful of AI. I'm not worried about it as much, because again, people and having a human interaction is what it's all about.
That's right.
You know, like, clearly we had bots and all this stuff before we got to the point where AI was here. We had CGI, you know, it's seeing something that you know, this ain't real. You know what I'm saying? You know this ain't real. I mean, Matrix, bro, that was CGI. I mean, it's really no different than what we at now. It's just you having the intuition and trying not to be fooled, or inquiring enough to not be fooled. Like, oh man, that song jamming, man, who wrote it? Oh man, who's the producer? If you go down the rabbit hole long enough, you be like, oh, that's not even a real person. And he be like, I'm good.
There's a lot of people getting real mad about it, bro. Like, you really get mad about something that ain't real. Like, it's crazy.
So I understand the frustration if you hear yourself in it, though. Like, if you hear that that's your inflection, that's your way of pronouncing something, that's your way of singing, your tone, your riff. If you hear that, then I can understand the frustration. You know, the beauty about being country is it's a little hard to do that dialect sometimes. But trust me, if I heard somebody talking about country shit, and I'm like, whoa, buddy.
Come back here.
Like, nah. So, but I understand the frustration, because it does, again, add that extra element of saying what we do as artists is just disposable. It's not an art to it. If you just gonna throw it in there like, oh yeah, I made a song. Well, how? Like, oh, I just prompted it.
Come on now.
Damn, like now, you know, when you know it, it might take you a week to write a verse. You know, songs, a 3 minute 20-second song could take a year to complete. And a person listen to it in 3 minutes 20 seconds, decide they don't like it.
That's crazy.
Ain't that something?
Stand out. Now, one more.
Come on with it.
Stand out of the bullshit, Krit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not one of those artists that be into the bullshit that be going on social media. Like, how do you maintain that? You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even call it an image, because you know what I'm saying, how you came in here, very humble in real life. Like, how do you stay out of the way and not get, you know, intertwined with the bullshit that be going on social media?
Man, I'm blessed. Like, I really, for me, it's like trying to be as transparent in my music, but also remembering what I came into this for. Right? I mean, we acquire certain things on the path, but at one point in my life, I just wanted people to hear my experience from Meridian, Mississippi, and that's never went away. So I think you can get caught up in the competitiveness, and I actually did with a record like Mount Olympus and frustration towards the industry. But I realized that I started writing music based off of my anger and my frustration, and they don't understand Mississippi, and that put me in a real dark space. And then in those moments, you ask yourself, does the person that's interviewing me really, I could give them reaction and I could go in there, but it's just gonna benefit them and diminish my career.
Exactly.
I feel that.
Because it's gonna get chopped up, clipped up, and then now I'm just this angry country boy from Mississippi.
Exactly.
You know, to them, they're like, yeah, you know. And so for me, it's like never taking it to that degree, but also remember, man, like God is the reason why I'm in this situation.
I feel you.
And so, man, as long as I can take care of my family, I can promote myself and reinforce a positive narrative toward Meridian, Mississippi, I've already succeeded.
Yeah. I mean, Mount Olympus, when you cussed everybody's asses out on one record, okay, you
bring
know
it back right there.
Nah, man. Look, I was just confused.
Yeah.
But it also was a test because it also showed me, to your point, it's like, man, the industry chooses at the end of the day. Before you even decide to get into the game, before you decide to make a song, it's already positioned in a way that if you talk about this thing or if you promote this or you're not gonna get but so far. And it just is what it is. And the industry is not a human, it's a bank. Think of a bank. People work in that bank, but you can't. If that bank take your house, who do you call and get mad at? Mm-hmm. It's an industry of what it do. It promotes what it promotes, and so you just gotta understand. If you can get what you can get out of it, you can help people along the way. Yeah. It's really what it is.
Well, see, the thing about you though, Krit, you managed to have a successful career outside of the industry, but inside of it at the same time. So I mean, how the hell did you pull that off?
The Howlin' Wolf method. Pay me what you owe me, no more, no less. Let me get the fuck on down.
Exactly.
I don't know if I can cuss now.
Say what you need to say.
Let me get the fuck on down, man. Like I don't
mind being by myself. Just give me my percent.
Yeah, let me. I don't care. Like the accolades, it took me a long time to realize, man. Like that don't mean nothing.
How did you get over that hump though? Because ego says I want the recognition, Krit.
Yeah, I mean because you get put in a position where you do what I was told. You make great music, you'll be rewarded for that.
Yeah.
For it was a mighty long time, I did the most. I did as much as I could, as creative as I could go. And when I tell you, it was like, it still was that brick wall with that. And then I realized, this ain't got nothing to do with music. Ooh. And so from that point on, I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. And then the people that might be judging me on this narrative, they can't do what I do. So that's a weird narrative too.
Yeah.
Or they might not like the music I make. So I don't have a shot anyway. Yeah. And so I was like, man, this is just for me and mine. Keep it moving. And the people that's gonna love it, and no more, no less.
That's what I wanted to ask you about too with that Forever's a Mighty Long Time. That is probably one of the greatest albums in Southern hip hop history as well, sir.
You, man.
So when you say you put your all into it, I can agree with that as a listener to that thing. But how did your fan base receive that album then? Because I thought the industry was still on some bullshit, but man. Your people.
The tours, it was amazing. And then going from that to go to Krit is here.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, right? But there was this, it was so amazing. And even with the way the industry was changing, because a lot of people started to ask questions about the content of the music. Yeah. I don't know, and we started talking about mental health a lot.
Yeah.
It started to be this whole shift where it was like, man, you know what? Why do we say bitch and hoes on record so much nowadays?
Yeah.
And so everybody was like, you know what? Let me think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Then COVID hit.
Damn.
Then everybody had to go inside.
Yeah.
Look, it was a time, but it showed me something. All that process showed me how to live my life outside of music.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what living life and being grounded, everything was surrounded around music.
Exactly.
Tour, music, be on the road. And I didn't realize how much that was taking a toll on my physical health either until I had to sit down.
Talk to me about that sitting down, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, just literally, I think everybody had to pretty much sit down and be like, damn, man, you got this nice car. You can't go nowhere. These clothes, you can't go nowhere in these.
Sit down.
You just in the house. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you had to really you had to, do your little checklist of like, well, what was I doing? Why did this, what was making me happy?
Yeah.
And in that one moment you was actually in your house, it was quiet, that didn't bother you, the TV was off, and you finally could take a deep breath. It's like, damn, this is what being present feels like.
Did you think, not to cut you off, like being when we had to sit down, do you think that was a setup for what's going on with the AI and stuff?
Of course,
with what's going on?
I mean, that's a part of it, but no one could have saw. What pandemic is that? That is just no one could have saw that coming.
Was it a pandemic or a bandemic?
Or a plandemic.
A plandemic.
We don't. We get. That's a whole weekend.
Because a lot of people got rich in that Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? But the creative one.
Exactly, but there's a narrative within grief that I can't diminish the fact of so many people lost people, and I lost
definitely got it.
So there's an underlining narrative there where we didn't grieve enough in that process because you couldn't be around the people that you need to be around with at the time. And I think what happened was you come out of that and all of your vices and anything that you deal with is in tenfold because you couldn't have it or it wasn't in full access.
Yeah.
So I dropped Digital Rose Don't Die with the perspective of like, man, I had found the groundedness and just love and like I was like, man, I'm gonna drop this album about love because I've been in the house and I feel like, damn, I'm living my life. Right? I drop it and then I realize, oh shit, everybody wanna be back outside. And so, you know, and that's kind of what happened. I think people was just, once they got back outside, and then all those vices just become more because everyone, either you had a lot of access when you was indoors or you had none at all. And you just like, man, I'm going to smoke. And so I think everyone's kind of finally hitting that brick wall of like, all right, I done did enough. Let me try to find my healing point again. So people start talking. Now we're back to that groundedness. But yeah, man, I think music was turning a point. Yeah. And then it just, so now we at a point where we kind of need to turn again because it's a lot of negative. It's a lot going on with the music now that I'm afraid that people aren't taking into consideration what they're doing to the communities with the music.
When you look at the culture, you look at the art form, and you see where it's going now, man. And you know, over these last 10 years, we had a decade of death in hip hop to where it was like, okay, who's next? Lord, don't let it be him. What the hell's going on? What were your thoughts during all of that time leading up into now? And where do you think we are right now?
I mean, I think if I'm being real, a lot of it is, I mean, clearly you deal with vices. There's a lot of people dealing with substance abuse, and you know, as long as the music is good, no one's gonna stop a person from making a song. Yeah. You know, there's plenty of painters that painted their best work, I'm sure, very high, and no one's gonna tell you like, oh man, you shouldn't get high if the painting look good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's another narrative in that with music. I've always been a strong believer that hip-hop definitely needs a union. I think artists need the opportunity to have other people that have been through the same position and be like, hey, man, you might need to go to rehab. You might need to slow down on this, or this business proposition or this deal ain't going to be good for you. And having people to kind of protect because, again, like it's all going to be there in abundance if you making good music, if you bringing in money. Until it's not, but you still stuck with that particular habit. Exactly. You know, and there's a narrative where we also are told that what we put out into the music, oh man, you know, if people decide to believe in it or if they want to tune in, that's on them. I've been a strong believer. Whatever I put out, if I don't feel like that now, then it's important that I rap about how I feel. Exactly. I have to recorrect some of the stuff that I might have said in my early 20s because I don't feel like that anymore. Yeah. You know, and so that's what I've been trying to do, like, you know, show growth where I'm at. Yeah.
King Remembered in Time.
Yeah, man.
When did that come from? Like, what made you even acronym that?
Oh, I mean, it started because I was doing a show at Pool Palace, and Bo Hagen couldn't get my name right. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, but mind you, it wasn't no acronym then. It was just spelled out how it was, and so
I was around with a long ass name.
I was getting a lot of Kurt. I was getting a lot of Chris. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I was like, man, I gotta make this mean something. Yeah. And so I created the acronym King Remembered in Time without even knowing that I was putting myself in a position to not become complacent in music. So it doesn't matter now what's going on in my career. It's really about what happens when I'm probably not even around to be here to know, which is actually a beautiful thing. So I should always just be striving to do what I do.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at what hip hop is right now, though, man, and I'm thinking about, we talking about the AI, we talking about the new artists, we talking about, there's not a lot of new artists reinvigorating the game as we go, man. So that's what my issue is right now. So you got a Krit who will give you positive, good vibe in music, and then you got a lot of drill music on the other side of the street as well. Yeah. But I'm not even seeing young men kick regular facts anymore. I mean, where are we at with this?
I mean, look, I remember listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony and my parents not understanding at all. Like we also have to take in consideration that we were once young and we were listening to stuff, and the people around us like, boy, what are you listening to?
Yeah, exactly.
And so once me, I guess because I produce in the creativeness, I can still find something in the art form of it. but I don't want to shun it. If anything, I'm like, hey man, how do I create a narrative where they can be vulnerable in a way they ain't never been vulnerable before to unlock another conversation? Because that's what music is. But you know, when it comes to hip hop, it's so competitive that if someone be like, oh man, that ain't really it, it's just gonna make that person do that more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh man, it's like, you know, it's like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Then you become the old head versus the young person. And so that's never what I want to do, but I do want to create a conversation of how do you allow people that are in that mode, because you don't know what got them in that mode, what makes them make that music, what they've experienced in life, become transparent enough to do something different in that vein.
I feel that.
You know, and to me, that's where you unlock not only another conversation, but you allow their fans to experience something new from them that you never expected.
Being on a record with another king, T.I., you know what I'm saying?
Ah, man.
Like how was that experience being on a record with King and the King?
You know you gotta rap your ass off.
Yeah, you better come to work.
You know you gotta rap your ass. And you better believe T.I. when he writing, yes, he's trying to knock your head off. It ain't no way around that. But when it comes to how I work, and even with how artists like him, he'll send you the record with his verse on it.
Do he
and
change
vice
it?
versa. No. And vice versa. Like when I sent him Big Bang, it had my verse on it.
Yeah.
You gotta stand 10 toes on what you said, because if you get killed, you just get killed. But I want you to hear what I said first.
Come on.
Hey man, because you might need to get on where I'm at.
It's friendly competition.
But that, I mean, it's to me that's what makes a song great. If we all in there for the greater good of the song to make it as jamming as possible.
Well, I hate to start some more shit though, Krit, but if you send that man a record with a verse already on it,
I'm trying to, because he reminded me of Wayne. You know, because shout out to Weezy. You know, Weezy sent me a record and he sent it with his verse. You know, Weezy.
Yeah.
I'm in there wrecking my brain. Like, man, how the fuck I'm about to, you know what? I'm just gonna try to keep up with him. You feel me? But he bought the best out of me, so I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And he did it twice, and I think he did it just for the same reason. You know what I'm saying?
But there are. When it comes, there is situations where you don't. And shout out to ASAP Rocky.
Talk to me.
ASAP sent that One Train beat and nothing else. He did it like how the BET Award freestyle do. He was like, hey, here the beat go. Mind you, the beat is loop at probably like 16 bars.
He trying to set you up.
16 bar the beat loop. When BET Award send you the beat, it looped at like a 12 bar loop.
Yeah.
So this what happened. I went and did the BET Award freestyle. I rapped to the length of the beat, and that was it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they looped, and they did 38, 36s, and 48s. And I'm like, damn, I stayed to the grid.
Yeah.
When he sent me One Train, I was like, not again. I was like, shit, me. Hell no, well, I'm going to say what I got to say on it.
Come on.
And so, no, but that was the one exception. Like, if you're going to do a group situation, it's best to send everybody the instrumental and keep it like that. And then,
in this day and age with music too, we dealing with a lot of bots out here, Krit. I mean, how do you feel like the bots are impacting the game right now?
Hey man, when it come time for them tickets to get sold and for when you perform, them bots gonna be sweating. And them bots gonna cross up.
Come on down.
Them bots gonna kneel down and dab somebody up.
Yeah.
No. So you gotta still be about the people. You still gotta have that soul, and you gotta be engaging with humans. And that's the only way around it. It look good on paper, but when them seats ain't filled, and you in a big arena, it's tough.
So like people, you know, putting these tours together based off of like Polestar and stuff like that. Do you think that's fair to artists who, you know, probably underground and really know what he's capable of doing, that you got to wait to get a Polestar in order to for people to believe in him?
It's hard to say, because I don't if an artist finds out they go platinum, I think they just like, man, I went platinum. I don't think they inquire and be like, how many of them were real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think no one's asking that question. I remember back in the day when Walmart, you know, the CDs that didn't sell, they would do bundle packages for Christmas. You know, and then Mariah Carey would drop a Christmas album, and that also would have a whole bunch of gangster shit mixed in with it in the packaging that didn't sell. And then I remember when Walmart stopped buying on consignment. And then it was like, we only gonna buy what we projecting you to sell. And that was a change up in the industry. Because back in the day, it was bad. I was like, oh, man, you sold 1 million copies. But really, it's a lot of copies still in these stores. That no one. So we still have always been under the perception something happened that might not have happened. The artists think, oh, man, but the label might know better.
Yeah.
So, you know, we now in that game where information, people are more inquiring more. And then, again, you can tell visually by the shows.
Exactly. I mean, dealing with the reality versus the fantasy of this industry, what has that been like for you? And at what point did it get real enough for you to say, you know what, I'm done with the fantasy?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. When I realized that I had a substance abuse issue.
Oh.
When I realized that all that touring and partying put me in a position where I could not process or be present or that kind of stuff. That's when I was like, oh man, that was all fantasy. That was grandiose. All the bottle popping and stuff. Oh, that was good. But damn, like we ain't bottle popping, but I'm still drinking.
Never knew you had a substance abuse issue.
Oh yeah,
Krit,
alcohol.
You know
Alcohol is a battle. It's been a battle with me. Still a battle today. Yeah, man. Oh no, not like that. No, not like that, boss. Like no, people see me move around. I've just been honest. I did a song called Drinking Session, which I pretty much just said it all with that. You know, so I've never been one of those people that shied away from battling with alcohol. It just is what it is.
So alcohol and heroin, cocaine, weed, pills, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to say, you know, my habit, I don't have a habit, you know what I'm saying? Is it any difference, substance abuse? Is it any difference? A habit is a habit to you. Is it a difference?
I'll just say anytime you try to conform your life around what you do, then you got to ask yourself what you got going on. You know, when you start putting parameters like, oh man, if I drink, I'm only gonna drink around my friends. You start to, when you start like, oh man, I'm gonna go on a keto diet because I know I can drink vodka because I still get carbs. I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Oh man, I'm only gonna do this at nighttime, not in the daytime. Like you're creating parameters around your life for that substance. So at that point, you need to ask yourself. And it's a very thin line between being an addict and being a social individual. What you do. So if you read 12 Steps, it's very thin between you actually being that and you just being somebody that's like, oh, I don't need to do that.
I feel that. I feel that. I mean, when I talked to you at the Bun listening session, you said that you decided to come back outside, sir.
Yes.
What was it that had you inside and made you say, you know what, I was just kicking for a little while?
Being happy. Just being happy, man, just kicking it. I was just kicking it. I was like, bro, I was just kicking it, and I still was working. I was doing features here and there.
Getting sleep.
And I was getting sleep. I was meal planning. I was going on the trail, walking. Doing stuff like just doing stuff that had nothing to do with making music. And so when I started to make music, it just felt natural. I was happy. It didn't feel like, oh, I gotta put this out. Because I used to go to this thing where I think people forgetting about me. Then I go through this process of watching my old YouTube videos. Then I started to guilt like, damn, man, I ain't doing enough. And then social media will make you feel like that too, because you see so many people doing the most.
Exactly.
And then then that's that, you know, that anxiety or depression or whatever you want to call it. And so I finally found that moment where I enjoy being at home. I enjoy making music when I feel like it. And that was it.
You know, becoming one with yourself, though, during those times. Because, see, I want people to learn from you, Krit, how to be able to stand on their own, too, and do their own thing outside of the industry, saying, you know what, fuck the fantasy, I'm going to kick it in this reality, and I'm going to enjoy myself and find happiness again, man. What advice would you have for a young guy that wants to get into the game and the mindset that they need to have to be able to maintain and be successful?
I mean, get you a lawyer. Get you a lawyer. Get you a marketing manager. In the event that they do want to cut you a check, understand that you should not be the person managing that money. And don't immediately go buy no chain, no card, nothing like that. This is for you to uphold your lifestyle while you work on your album. Pay very close attention to your budget, what comes in, what goes out. Definitely keep people around you that know who you are as an individual, right? That don't mean get in business with them, but allow them the opportunity to see you go through the process, because when you get to that point where you start running into people that only know you for the success, it's very easy for them to be like, oh man, you need this, need that, and that's not what's gonna make you happy. You know, money is not the key to happiness at all. You can have all these accolades, all these materials, and still be very unhappy. So it's the groundedness comes from people that can look at you and immediately be like, man, you don't You ain't acting like yourself. You ain't you.
Yeah.
It's just to kind of start figuring out what's going on. And get a therapist if you can. Go to therapy, man. I tell, especially black men, go to therapy. Talk about your experiences in life and your trauma.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that, man.
You know, I got PTSD to poverty, sirs. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
What did it untangle in your mind being able to talk to a therapist? What did they unlock in Krit that allowed you to be able to move forward?
That I was. How can I put this? Because the reason why I did, because I started to disassociate. So I look in the mirror and I did not see myself.
My God.
Right, and that just comes from a long amount of drinking and not hydrating. Because dehydration took a part in that too.
Yeah.
And so it was about me going through the process, and I talk to people about my feelings, and they'd be like, "What you got to worry about?" Like, man, why you stressing? Man, you should be happy. And what I would do is just stop talking about it, and I would just hold it all in. It's like, what do I have to? Instead of saying, man, really this is bothering me. Really, I have anxiety before I go on stage, and this is this and the late. And so once I got to the point where I started telling my feelings and what my experience was, it allowed me to be me instead of just holding all of it in.
I feel that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists, bro, like, you know, like you just said, wow, people like, what you got to this, that. But it's a lot of artists that get on social media and they express themselves, and they might see somebody that not on the level where they think we should be on, but they entertaining them and they reacting to them as if they on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that come from a lot of people pretending like they happy and they not?
I don't know. I mean, how can I put this? If I'm happy, I don't have to necessarily show you it.
Exactly.
Like, I could just be happy. I could just be, you know? I mean, we all want to put on a brave face because it's almost like putting on your superhero outfit and braving the world.
Like
but
you're not him.
Yeah, but when you get home by yourself, you really know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, when you early morning sit on the side of your bed, and those thoughts that flush through your mind, all that, that's you having to deal with what's your reality. But of course, in the world, we gonna do what we need to do to put on a brave face.
Exactly.
You know, especially in this music industry, we've been taught to like, nah, man, you a superhero. Like you can't. What your emotions? What are those? You know, don't take this personal.
Yeah.
I say that I only take it personal, but how we're people.
I'm pissed.
This is clearly a personal situation that's gonna affect me. In the long run.
But we get ridiculed and criticized, and it's like, man, I'm human, man.
I mean, that's just we human, but you know, it's kind of like once you express yourself and you leave it out there like that, you kind of can't worry about how people, you know, how they view it at that point.
Exactly.
That just is what it is.
Exactly.
But it's about you getting that off of you so you can move forward in your life.
Facts.
Yes. At what point did you become comfortable with being independent and doing it your way?
Ah, man, I'm still navigating that now.
Talk to me.
It's only because there's still that young Krit like producer in me that is still drawn to the grandioseness of what music is and all the stories of the legends. That like, man, when I first heard my song on the radio, it's still all that, you know. But I understand like that's a certain age, that's a certain part of me that was a part of my survival when I first got in this industry. That was willing to. You know, I'm gonna stay up all night long, make beats. Yeah. Now I'm at that age, like, okay, that's cool. I nurture that side of me sometimes, but I know the repercussions of staying up all night, being in the studio all the time. You know, all the drinking, the bad eating. Yeah. And at this age, I'm not doing that.
I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Man, you know, hey, you doing it all, man, and you inspire me a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
so I just want you to know that.
You.
Just hearing it from other people that's in the same situation, man, you know our circle be how it be. Yeah. But man, keep doing what you doing,
no
bro.
Doubt,
keep
no
on, you know what I'm
doubt.
saying, being real. And hey man, next one I'ma catch. You hey, man. December 5th though. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
December 5th. OG had my number in his phone from about 8-9 years ago and then realized
it's on me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Krit, one of them real ones though, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing else to say, man.
Well,
Krit,
I gotta ask you this though. Working with Devon, working with 8ball and MJG, other
OGs.
Southern legends as well. Yeah, what has it been like for you being Banner? You see what I'm saying? What is it like when you get in the studio with them and start cooking?
Oh man, so it's always the fan in me always be like, man, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
You know, and I think being able to still have that acknowledgement that they was making music and jamming before I ever started or wanted to, I think that's what, when I go into those environments, I'm always honored to do it, right? And then I'm always gonna learn something. Like Bun, every time I run into Bun, I'm gonna learn something new.
Yeah.
Shout out Bun.
He gonna tell me a story about something, and I be like, "What? That what happened?" You know. And Banner is just, I mean, when it comes to OG, the reason why I produce and rap is really because I saw him doing
crazy. Come on,
you know,
man.
And then his stage presence, how he is on stage, I got from Banner.
No, that's hard.
You know,
that's
and so for it's just always an honor to be able to work with them.
Exactly. Well, see, when I think about Big Krit, I think about my career as well, because when I first started interviewing, Krit was one of the first people that I interviewed. Yeah. But this was during that country shit
way
time.
back.
You see what I'm saying? We was in the production studio looking crazy.
Yeah.
And then as he continued to grow, I was watching the career the whole time. But what I loved is that you maintain yourself and your level of creativity throughout it all, and your fan base. You took care of them the whole time.
Yes, sir.
Even though you was going through public bullshit, you know, I'm at Def Jam, I'm independent, I'm doing my own damn thing. So talk to me about that mental health, man. How do you keep your mind strong enough to navigate these waters and still be successful at the same time? Because that's what I want folks to learn from.
Therapy and drinking more water. And getting sleep and eating better.
Yeah.
And saying no.
Yeah.
Saying no, man. Being like, oh man, we gonna do this, you trying to go out, we moving, like, nah, man. I'm not
What
doing
is
that.
it that you have gratitude for in your career though, Krit? That you're like, hey man, I do appreciate this. I love that I was able to accomplish that.
I appreciate the fact that I am unapologetically Southern and country, and people have accepted it. That now, when people go to Mississippi or they think about Meridian, there might be a slight chance that they don't think about Mississippi burning and they think about something else.
That's right.
They think about the music that we created. They think about Kirby. They think about Akeem Ali, Dear Silas, David Banner. You know what I'm saying? Big Son. Like there's a ton of other artists coming out of Mississippi. So and Jamal Roberts and all that. So there's a narrative here where all I ever wanted was people to listen to folk from Mississippi, respect what we got going on, and the tide is changing, and so that's happening.
Exactly.
So that's success in itself, and I'm grateful for that.
I'm here for that. You and Big Son, though, man, y'all managing to keep y'all partnership together all these years.
Yeah, man. I mean, cause that's my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know it's hard for brothers to maintain. Tell me
about it. I mean, look, it's one of those narratives where, and even on a career level, things change, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But again, it's that narrative of understanding, bro. Is it all coming back to making great music and putting on for Mississippi and the South?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
And that's what it is, man. But
exactly.
I mean, as we get older, we supposed to go our separate ways. I mean, that's why we got highways and byways.
With respect, though, with respect, and not trying to take away the fact that we did what we did together.
Exactly. I mean, all that go hand in hand. But the narrative in there is that people, normally the first time someone hears your music or the first introduction is going to be the most powerful.
Yeah.
So the supporters and the people are always going to remind you of where they heard everything involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you allow them to honor that and allow them to remember and embrace that, but that don't mean you're gonna have to do that too, or stay in that way, because you've grown.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first artist, man. When I do country shit, I've done that song so many times, but every time I do it, I get a different reaction from people in the crowd.
Yeah.
But when I do it, it's still, this country shit on.
Come on.
But they like, I ain't never seen them perform it, although I performed it.
Yeah.
1,000 times. There's somebody that ain't never seen me.
Exactly.
So that song to them is new.
It's new.
I mean, will we get more like Glass House coming out of y'all, man?
I don't know about that.
I don't
know about that. I mean, because even like the song The Mileage is about a car.
Yeah.
But it's really about you as a human and how much energy you got to put into something.
Yeah.
So you have to check the mileage on yourself. The music and the grit and the production and stuff is there, but my messaging it will change because as it should.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me about that awakening though, when you realize that, hey man, I got to switch up this lingo.
Well, it ain't even about switching up the lingo. I'm just getting older. I'm getting older, and then I see what my music could do to people versus what I want my music to do.
Yeah.
You know, and then I preach this. Music is the only language we all speak.
Thanks.
So there is a moment there where you could lead somebody down the wrong path based off your music.
I mean, do you have nights where you sit up and feel like your music did that to people though, Krit?
Man,
because I mean, I feel like you saved more lives than
I mean, it can go both ways, but I think it's just the narrative of looking at the time. Certain phrases change, certain things change. I change, and so I just implement how I feel in the music now differently than then, and then people can hear the growth. Exactly. Now, when it comes to performing a song, again, it might be the first time they ever see me performing. Yeah, we'll rock out. Yeah, but then on top of that, I'll do one of the new records that totally talks about something that combats that, which is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's totally okay.
Working with currency when it comes to like doing music to the car culture, how was that?
I mean, we think about blog era, and this is when I was talking about my mind at Karlous all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Wiz and Currency created a narrative of mixtape and where they really found their lane and supporters 100% before a lot of us did. Yeah. So by the time we was going on them tours after South by Southwest, you could clearly see that Jet Life and Taylor Gang was this, right? And I think when it came to me, it was all about more trunk knock narrative and Texas music. So I just by default was able to get into car culture because I'm making shit to rattle your trunk. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just default, you know. Exactly. And so I could go into that narrative, or I could do a Digital Roses Don't Die and go back and forth.
Come on now.
Yeah, and so now I'm just like, man, I want to make some shit that rattle your trunk right now.
Yeah.
Seeing Outkast going to that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, how did that make you feel, man?
Crazy.
Talk to me, Krit.
I mean, to me, it should have been happening, but you know, that's just because I'm from the South and I want, you know. But I know what they meant to my creative process and the music they put out, you know, and that's just going from Dungeon Family and all, you know, everybody. But I don't know, man. It was amazing and surreal, and I wasn't there. I'm just watching it, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, I'm like, damn, man, that's crazy. Yeah, you know. But there's also an underlying narrative that they in that, whether that would have happened or not. To me, they that
exactly.
So.
Come on. Did you ever get a chance to holler at them boys too, like you did Ball and G and the Bum?
Well, I done worked with Big Boy before.
Talk to me.
I think I met Dre one time in passing. I think it was at One Music Fest. Yeah. But Big Boy I've definitely worked with, man. And then shout out to Mr. DJ because his project out now.
What up, though? I mean, y'all just worked together too.
Yeah, just jumped on that. And then Ray Murray, I done ran into a lot. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Rico. But yeah, man, just I mean it. Yes, shout out to Big Floaty, man. Big Floaty, cause Big Floaty was the first person I ran into when I moved to Atlanta. Him and Jimmy Swagger. Yeah, on some beats and stuff. So
what did that move to Atlanta do for you though, Krit?
Oh, it was scary. The traffic alone had me thrown off. When I moved, it was still Visions and 112 down. It was a lot down. Yeah, it was a lot for me, man. But it showed me that when it came to music between the DJs and the coalitions and your mixtape, and if you just jamming, I'm gonna play this, or you gonna get on the mixtape, you gonna so it was a lot of people like, hey man, you gotta listen to the young boy, you know what I'm saying? And it just took time and a lot of proving myself as it should.
Exactly. In this time right now with streaming though, man, I mean, what do you think is necessary to be able to cut through?
I mean, clearly there's an algorithm there. Yeah. You know, we all trying to cut through the algorithm. I'm pretty sure you're like, man, I posted it, like, bro, I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just, again, finding the people that support you and allowing them to then tell other people about them. I mean, about you as an artist. Yeah. And just taking it back to that grassroots, being in front of people, being intentional while you're in front of people, man, and then just making music that people can relate to.
I feel that. Lastly, Krit, December 5th, man. I mean, what's happening?
Dedicated to Cadalee Bairritz is coming out. Yes, sir. We finally dropping some of this for the Trunk Knockers. I got me and my sub on there, too.
I'm with
Shout out to Karlous Miller, who hosted the project.
What up, Dolo?
Yeah, man. And so I'm super excited for people to hear, bro, and get from point A to point B in their whips.
I'm here for that, man.
Let's go.
You got anything, let these folks know, Turk?
Man, you already know, man. Hey, next time, I'm going to be on the album.
Hey man, look, we gonna put it together. We gonna put it together, OG. Don't worry. And I got beats too. Don't worry about it.
Y'all heard the man get down with the movement. Be High Radio. Shout out Mr. YNT Turk, Big Krit.
Yeah.
We go.